South African financial markets woke up to a shock, red screens everywhere, with global markets in panic mode. This after the oil price crashed by 30% from $50 a barrel to $32 a barrel because of Saudi Arabia. The Gulf state reacted to Russia's refusal to join oil-producing countries in the OPEC cartel and cut production in order to shore up the oil price in the face of the growing coronavirus spread around the world. The rand took a hit along other emerging market currencies, falling from 15 rand 70 cents to the dollar over the weekend, briefly touching 16 rand 95 cents to the dollar overnight, a level last seen 4 years ago.
The rand is just falling on the back of a general global risk-off environment. So investors generally just don't want to be in markets for a start. They don't want to be in emerging markets. And you're seeing that general weakness, people selling rather moving to cash. All a very short-term knee-jerk reaction. But I think that's what you're seeing, a total risk-off environment that's sending investors out of markets, out of currencies, and particularly out of emerging markets.
But it was Sasol which took the biggest hit. The petrochemicals giant saw half of its value wiped out.
Global oil companies, global energy producers, their prices are all lower. But in the case of Sasol, also, particularly extra concern given that they have a high amount of debt. They took on a lot of debt with their Lake Charles chemical project. That saw budget overruns, saw their costs go up. And with high levels of debt, the expectation was that with Lake Charles, we'd see cash flows coming through later in the year that would help them, start reducing that debt and get to more manageable debt levels. Now the concern is that with the lower oil price, they won't be generating those same cash flows, and the debt's going to be a bigger and bigger problem.
Shares on the JSE have tumbled as fear of a global recession grows in global markets.
The coronavirus has sent people indoors, so they haven't been going to the movies, to restaurants. They've just been sitting at home, and in that way not demanding goods and services. And in that way, if there's no demand, economies slow down. So there's that element of concern around further economic slowdown.
However, the rand has shown great resilience. It's currently hovering around 16 rand to the dollar, having managed to pull back to below 16 rand at some point during the day. Bongene Motho, SABC News, Johannesburg.